We have talked at length over the years about the type of people that we would bet on, the attributes of the people that we think are going to be successful. Today, we're going to talk about the attributes for people that we would not bet on in terms of success.
If you wanted to know the recipe to not be healthy, to not be wealthy, and to not be in love, we're going to give you that today.
Next Level Nation, today for episode number 2263. Thank you for sitting through the worst cold open I've probably done in a while, so I appreciate you sitting through that. The recipe for a lack of success. You and I just had a very deep conversation. We were supposed to record several episodes today, and we so far have recorded 0 episodes. Now, we're in progress of one. But a lot of what we were talking about were success principles, as we usually are. And Alan said, why don't we do an episode on what would happen, or I guess the best representation of the type of person we wouldn't bet on being successful.
Yes.
I know you already have some in mind. So we're going to do 3 each?
3 each.
What is your, let's start with your number 3. Not number 1. Number 3.
How dare you?
And you work your way up.
How dare you?
Make sure you stick around. Number 7 is my favorite.
No, I'm, how dare you?
You know?
I'm doing this with number 1 first.
Okay.
That's how my brain works.
You do it.
You're trying to give me the priority issues up in here. Priority 1, most important thing. So if I was to say, hypothetical, a person, we'll call them person A. Person A is not going to be successful if they are constantly distracted.
We talked about that
Yesterday,
yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, no, today. So that dropped yesterday.
Yesterday in the NLU verse yesterday.
Yes. NLU verse.
Not bad, huh?
I like that.
I'm thinking capital N, capital L, capital U.
And then verse.
Verse.
I think that's good.
Or should it be NL universe? Probably makes more sense.
NLU verse. I don't know. I kind of like that.
Okay.
We should probably talk about it off air.
Yeah, I would say that would be the number one thing for me is instead of adding value, they just talk about shit that doesn't matter. That would be mine.
You're joking, right?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
The thing that popped into my mind, and again, I'm trying to use anecdotal evidence from people I've talked to. I'm trying to think of like, who are people I've worked with, who I loved, who I got to the point where I realized, wow, you were in trouble unless you change this, this, and this. And this one for me, you convince yourself that you deserve something based on the fact that you want it, not that you've earned it. It's really hard to break free of that. So you used an example recently, and this has happened so many times over the last however many years. You'll talk to somebody and they'll say, yeah, I'm a coach and I have this offer that I do for people. It's a year group coaching and it's $5,000 for the year. And I only accept the $5,000 up front. There's no payment plan. You got to give me $5,000. Like, okay. I mean, $5,000 over the course of a year, not terrible, right? It's like $400 a month. That's 40. Okay. Not out of the realm of possibility. How many people have you worked with before? What do you mean? How many people have done the program? Oh, nobody's ever done it. So how'd you land on 5,000? Well, I just feel like that's what my time is worth. Okay. How'd you land on that number? Well, I've been doing this for a couple of years and I feel like that's what my time is worth. Okay. That's where I think a lot of people get stuck there because then, well, I want everybody to think that I charge a lot of money because that's dictated to, that's connected to the level of value I can add. And if people find out I only charge $97 for a call, they're going to think I'm not valuable. And I think that's a really easy place to get stuck. And I would not bet on somebody that gets stuck in that loop. Because it's really hard you really have to like sit with that and say, it's my ego that wants the money more than anything at that point.
It's your fear of looking
incompetent
or less than, right? It's a flex to say I charge $100,000 to speak. And the speakers who have a $100,000 speaking fee on their website, they don't actually charge $100,000. That's on their website. They anchor you high and then they end up charging you $20,000 and you think you got a deal.
I got something for you.
Talk to me.
I got something for you. I saw this yesterday. I saw this in a thread yesterday. Look, allegedly, I'm just going to say allegedly, I Googled, is Jay Shetty a fraud? there's some things that popped up allegedly. Like, I didn't write the articles. You can read them yourself. I don't think he was a monk for as long as he said. Let's just put it that way. And one of the things was there was a screenshot of somebody that was so somebody DM'd somebody and said, hey, we're from Jay Shetty's team, and we feel like you'd be a really good fit for his 90-day boot camp on blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And they're like, before we move forward, how much money are you making personally so we can make sure you're a good fit for this program? And the person was in a different country. I think they were in India. So they said however much it was, and I think it ended up being like $30,000 US or something a year. I don't remember the exact. But they were like, oh, that's perfect. Perfect. That's great. Perfect. That is a perfect amount. I believe it was like, I think it was $900 a month to join his program. And they were like, no, you have to understand the conversion. Like that's a lot of money for me, more than you think. And they said, oh, we just talked to Jay. Just talk to him. Just get off the horn with Jay, the man himself, the monk himself, the myth himself. We're willing to drop that down to $197 for you and you only. So that's an example of, it's not real.
Just be smart and just realize that that's a technique to anchor high and then to go low. And the smarter you are, the less likely you get hoodwinked. Okay, that would be my number 2. Is someone who is naive and gullible. Someone who wants to feel good rather than actually get better. Someone who wants to believe in fairy tales. Someone who wants to believe in Candyland. Someone who wants to believe that... So you could call this self-delusion, you could call this naivete, but it's someone who falls for quick fixes. So if you are constantly distracted and constantly falling for quick fixes, that's my person who I don't bet on being successful.
What
was your first one if you bucket it? So what's the category? So my first one is distractions. My second one is naive and gullible. What was your first one? Your first one was basically
probably entitlement.
Entitlement, yeah. Nice. I was going to use entitlement if you didn't.
Even if it's like unintentional, even if it's just ignorance, it still comes off as entitlement.
Yeah.
It's like,
well, it's either naive and delusional or it's entitled.
Yeah, that's fair. If you were somebody who caught fish and sold them for a living, you would ask the person what they were willing to pay for it. You wouldn't say, no, this bass is $5,000. They're going to be like, that's awesome. I'm going to go get a trout for 12. And then you're going to be in trouble.
Go get a trout for, what'd you say, 12?
12.
Yeah. The market dictates the price, FYI. Yes.
But Business Growth University is going to talk all about that.
You know it.
Alan likes to cross over Business Growth University and Next Level University. We're not going to do that today.
Well, if anyone wants to listen to Business Growth University and you want to talk about the market and you want to talk about supply and demand and supply. If you want to talk about supply and demand and business growth and how to build an actual company that helps real people in the real world and scale it far past the 6-figure mark, Business Growth University, we have done that.
We have done that
and then some. Actually.
More appropriate or aligned for most of you is probably book club. So every single Saturday, 12:30 Eastern time. Right now they are reading, I keep forgetting the name of the book. Rationality by Steven Pinker. If you want to be more rational, that might be Alan's. Maybe that's the second point of not falling for the quick fixes and being naive. I think the opposite of that is probably rationality. Every Saturday, 12:30. Okay. My second one.
The link to register
will be in the show notes.
Totally free, totally private, a small group of people. I promise you it will increase your probability of being successful.
I'm thinking deeply about my second one.
Mm-hmm. So far, your person is entitled and blank.
Pretend
we're playing a video game and we're building a character that's going to be the least successful.
This person doesn't actually know what it's going to take to accomplish what they say they want.
Okay. The first one's entitlement, the second one is ignorance?
I would say, I don't like that word. Seems so hardcore. I don't know.
Is that just a you thing, or
no? I don't think so.
People hate.
I think
ignorant?
people. I don't think people like that word.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if I was in school and my teacher called me ignorant, I'd be like, "Well, fuck you." How about that?
One thing that I think is so wildly, and I don't apologize for this. That's not my point. I think more people are insecure about their intelligence than I ever imagined.
So that's fair.
And ignorance, the word ignorant is like a big fear I think a lot of people have, being called ignorant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I think it feels like it's final. Feels like it's,
Yeah.
Feels like you're dumb and you can't do anything about it. Maybe that's a me thing. I don't know.
No. Well, that's the fixed mindset piece.
Yeah.
Which might actually be my third one, honestly.
Fixed mindset?
It probably is. Yeah. A fixed mindset, thinking that, okay, I'm going to jump in here real quick, and then I'm going to kick it back to you with the ignorance thing.
Please.
If you believe that being dumb is final, if you have a fixed mindset, meaning you don't believe you can get better. So my person is constantly distracted, naive and gullible, and they believe in fairy tales, and they have a fixed mindset, and they don't believe that they can improve, that person is never going to be successful.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, that's my character. My character's in some trouble, brother.
That was, I had that last one for sure. I definitely had a fixed mindset at the beginning of this. So again, a lot of the ones that I'm talking about, I'm relatively guilty of. I mean, I wanted to charge like $1,500 a month for what I did because it was like, seems like a good round number. Good round number. So that's where we'll start there, see what happens. And here's the problem. It worked. That's the problem.
Until it didn't.
It worked. Okay, I kind of have two. One, this would be one that's not actually on the list. The person gets lucky early.
Yeah.
It seems really good in the moment, but you don't have to develop any of the skills or any of the knowledge to actually reverse engineer how to be successful. And you get this flash in the pan and you wake up and it's like, why isn't it continuing? It's because you don't know how it happened in the first place.
Yeah.
So we'll say that's like 3A.
So far you have an entitled person who gets lucky early.
Yep.
And doesn't really know what it's going to take to be successful.
They don't know what it's really going to take. This would be the actual number 3. They like to talk about it more than they like to do it. And this is me talking directly to me. When I used to train martial arts, it was way cooler for me to talk about it than how much I actually wanted to do it. It was just really cool. People were like, oh my God, I can't believe that's what you want to do. That's crazy. Oh, wow, blah, what's it like? Blah. Look, I'm not as good as you think. I'm not nearly as committed as you think. You just don't know anybody who does this. So it seems really cool. And that's the reason I wasn't more successful. 1,000%. 1,000%.
And then you step in the ring with someone who's doing it more than talking about it.
Yeah, and you get your ass
you're
kicked.
Fucked.
You get your ass
in front of everybody.
Well, I've trained with kids that were like a lot younger than me, that were way more dedicated, that were really good at a very young age. It's like, okay, I didn't take this very seriously. So it feels really good to talk about dreams, and it feels really good to talk about success, and it feels really good to say, this is what I'm going to do. And then that's where a lot of people stop and they just talk about it. It's like, yeah, I'm going to do this. It's like, all right, I love it. Fucking hell yeah, do it. And then you see the person a year later and they haven't done it. And unfortunately, that's a pattern for a lot of people. That's a pattern. Well, yeah, I'm going to get a gym membership. Cool, awesome. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I have this side hustle. I have this. A lot of people, and I would love to do an episode on this at some point.
Let's do the next one.
Okay, we'll do the next one. I won't even bring it up. We'll just do it.
Okay.
So I feel like it's just easy to talk about.
You're not going to tease the next episode?
Nope. No, because I don't have it fully fleshed out yet. I know.
Okay.
It's blasphemy.
So let's combine our characters for a second.
Okay.
Now, I want to make this very clear. We are talking about this because I think it's cool to study both success and what is the opposite. Because then you understand the whole picture. It's not just about what brings success and those character traits and those skills and those mindsets. It's also what guarantees you aren't successful long term. So our characters combined, they fuse and they create this massive failure of a person.
Ooh.
They are...
It's heavy.
entitled, and they believe they deserve things for very little effort and can charge whatever they want despite the market. They are distracted constantly. They believe in fairy tales and Candyland, and they're naive. They are ignorant and don't know what it's going to really take, despite the fact they don't like the word ignorant. They have a fixed mindset and don't believe that they can get better over time. So they don't. And what was your 3A?
3A, I don't know, I forgot.
You said 4 kind of, but one of them was 3A.
I genuinely don't remember. I'm like, I don't know if I just didn't sleep well, but my brain is just not operating on all. We did a bunch of math equations earlier. Maybe that's why. I think I gave it everything I had.
It's all good. We did some math earlier.
We did, and I'm telling you, I'm like, it's humbling. I can't. Things are not connecting. My synapses are not firing.
Veins, so I feel good.
I always do.
3A was something to do with
it was a
mindset.
side one, but it wasn't valuable enough for a whole one. I genuinely don't know. I don't know at this point.
All right. Entitled.
My sleep score was not strong today.
Entitled, ignorant, and we got to get it. You got it.
Hold it. Give me a second.
Your character.
You want to talk about massive pressure? It's like, just remember this in front of everybody.
Remember, you gave a story about fighting? Talking about it. Talking about it, but not being about it. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to wrap this up. We got to jump.
My apologies.
So our character, who is deemed for failure, is ignorant and entitled and talks about it more than they do it. And they also are naive. They believe in fairy tales. They have a fixed mindset, and they're constantly distracted. That is what not to do. AKA, be focused, have a growth mindset, be about it more than you talk about it, right? Obviously the opposite. So that was awesome, man.
And get sleep. Get sleep. I'd say that would be sleep, so that would be memory. 3B. I can't remember what 3A is, but 3B would be get sleep, because sleep is paramount.
I watched a TED Talk this morning, 2 of them. One of them was about memory, and it just reminded me of that. So you can improve your memory too. You can totally change that. But yeah, cool.
All right, man. Well, have a good one. It's been it's been real. It's been great. Yes.
For anyone out there, real quick, who wants a coach, who wants to be on point, who wants a system of success that I want to say guarantees, but guarantees that we increase the probability that you succeed, reach out. I have 22 people that I coach that I'm working with every single week. Some of them are monthly, some of them are bi-weekly, but I'm with people every week, and my job is to help make them more successful. And I every single day I'm thinking about, how do I help each of these people be more successful? So if you want someone in your corner who's going to do everything they can to make you successful, trust me, you're going to make way more money long-term than you invest in me. So just reach out. My email's in the show notes.
Boom. All right. As always, we love you. We appreciate you. Grateful for each and every one of you. And if you are as committed as you say you are to getting to the next level, make sure you tune in tomorrow, because we will be here every single freaking day to help you get there.
Keep reaching for your full potential. Next Level Nation.